take a look at 5. For 5, we can again draw our standard normal curve. We've got 0.234, which is somewhere on the right because it's bigger than 0. So you've got 0.234 as your z-value. This time, though, you want the area to the left. So remember, if you're going off to the left here, you don't technically have a starting value. You're going off towards negative infinity, which means you should be starting by using a negative 10 to the 99th. So when we go do our normal CDF, our start value should be a negative 10 to the 99th, and our end value should be our 2.34. Let's see. So you'll input on normal CDF. And you'll start with your negative 10 to the 99th going from left to right. And comma, you'll end at your 2.34 for this one. And you'll plug that in your calculator and your area or probability will be, what you get is a 0.9934 as your area or probability, to the left of 2.34 as if it were going on forever. But that's your final answer. Now we can try problem C. In problem C, we kind of have the reverse. We have a normal curve. We've got the value on our normal curve this time, however, is a negative. It's on the left-hand side. So it's a negative 1.96, but this time we want everything that's greater than negative 1.96, which means everything to the right. So it's going to be the same idea, just the other direction. So this time the area to the right, you don't have an ending point. It's going to keep on going forever to the right, which means we've got an infinity. What do we use in place of infinity down here on the right-hand side? We use a positive 10 to the 99th because we're dealing with really big positive values. So we'll still start out with the normal CDF, just like in the last one, but this time we're going to start with our first value of negative 1.96 on the left, and then we'll comma continue on forever by doing our positive 10 to the 99th. We'll continue, so we've got our negative 1.96 first, comma, or all the way to the right, we're not technically ending, so we'll use our positive 10 to the 99th instead of infinity, and we'll close that off and see what our calculator does for us. Notice this time we get 0.975 as our area or probability for anything greater than negative 0.96 as our z-value or z-score. Let's try 2 last problems. The last one here, the second last one here on 7, we've got the z-values of negative 4.5 and 1, so let's draw our graph. And the first one we have is the negative 4.5, which should be pretty far down on the left side for negatives, because remember that 0's in the middle. And then somewhere on the right side we should have the number 1 as our z-value. And again, the idea here for this next one is that we want the area in between, they say. So we do have a starting and a stopping value. We'll still use our normal CDF just like before, except for this time we have the value where we want to start, which is that negative 4.5 working from left to right, comma, then we'll stop at our right-hand side endpoint, which is the positive 1, and we'll see what our calculator does add up for us for the area or probability here. What you'll notice that you get is a 0.8413, and that's your probability or area between your z-values of negative 4.5 and a z-value of positive 1.